welcome to another wonderful episode of Joshua's Movie Reviews and More. Got my camera, got my notes, I'm all set. The only question that remains is, what are you looking for in films? Me, I had a busy weekend this year. Sorry, I had a busy weekend. I wanted to go see Night School, but a little bit on the busy side. So, I'm going to review two movies, kind of compare them both, and also, which are both It's. I'm also going to review Alien Covenant. The 1990 film of It has more people in it. You have Richard Thomas, who plays Dill Bempro. I don't know him from anything other than It. I mean, but he does have if you look up all his films and TV and everything, he does have a very extensive list, but I just haven't seen him in anything other than this. The young Bill Denbrough is played by Jonathan Brandis. He played in Pet Sematary, Dumb and Dumber, Outside Providence, Heart's War, and of course Sequest DSV. He has a whole bunch of other stuff he played in, but those are the only things I've seen. You have John Ritter. He plays the older version of Bill Hanscom. He played in Sling Blade, Bride of Chucky, Bad Santa, and of course Three's Company. The younger Ben Hanscom is played by Brandon Crane. I don't know him from anything, which is unfortunate because I liked him in the movie. I'm getting to how, if I liked him or disliked him later on. Annette O'Toole plays the older Beverly Marsh. She was in Cat People, 48 Hours, Superman 3, and of course Smallville. The young Beverly Marsh was played by Emily Perkins. You know what? I honestly didn't understand what I remembered her from until I read her later stuff. She was in Insomnia, Juno, and Supernatural as Becky. Yeah. Anyway, the older Richie Tozier is played by Harry Anderson. I mainly know him from TV. He played in a few episodes from Cheers, and he also played in Night Court. The young Richie Tozier is played by Seth Green. He was in Can't Buy Me Love, Big Business, Pump Up the Volume, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Austin Powers, all three movies, Can't Hardly Wait, Enemy of the State, Idle Hands, America's Sweethearts, Knockaround Guys, The Italian Job, Without a Paddle, Be Cool, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. Yeah, he just did the cameos as Howard the Duck in those. Krampus and Lego Man Movie. Both people, the older and the younger, who play Eddie Kasbrak. The older Eddie Kasbrak is played by Dennis Christopher. The younger is played by Adam Frizzell. I don't know either one of them. They're both unknowns. Dennis has a few things on his list, but nothing I've seen him in. Mike Hanlon, who plays the older version, is played by Tim Reed. He was mainly known for WKRP in Cincinnati and a few other things. But he's also played a few episodes in That 70s Show. The younger Mike Hanlon is played by Marlon Taylor. I have no clue who he is, again, because I liked him. I don't know why I didn't play anything else. The older Stanley Uris was played by Richard Mazer. He was in The Thing, Risky Business, My Science Project, License to Drive, Going Under, My Girl, Encino Man, Blood In, Blood Out, Man Without a Face, 6 Degrees of Separation, Forget Paris, Multiplicity, Play It to the Bone, and Orange is the New Black. Very extensive list. Other than this, you know me, I only list things I've actually seen, so I know. So you know that I know at least I know the person I'm talking about. The young Stanley Uris is played by Ben Heller. Again, unknown. The reason why I'm going through all that, you got the older Henry Bowers, Michael Cole. He was played by Mr. Brooks. No, sorry. Michael Cole played in Mr. Brooks. But he did a lot of earlier TV stuff. I like a lot of earlier TV. But nothing I've ever seen him in. I've only seen him in Mr. Brooks. Jared Blanchard. He played the young Henry Bowers. Again, unknown. So weird. In the 2017 It, you have Jaden, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, is Lieberher. Lieberher? I don't know. He's unknown. You have the kid who plays Ben Hanscom, Jeremy Ray Taylor. He played in the Ant-Man. Beverly Marsh is played by Sophia Lillis. She's relatively unknown. The kid who plays Richard Tozier is Finn Wolfhard. He plays in Stranger Things. The younger kid who plays Mike Hanlon, Chosen Jacobs, he plays in Castle Rock. And the younger kid who plays Eddie Casbrack is Jake Dylan Grazer, unknown. The kid who plays Stanley Uris is Wyatt Olaf. I don't know. He plays the younger kid in the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. The younger Henry Bowers is played by Nicholas Hampton. He played in the Dark Tower. Now, we'll go through each one from lower to higher. I can't really tell you if I like the older versions of the kids or not, because the movie coming out with the older version of the kids is going to be coming out next year. A lot of people say, why are they breaking it up and all that kind of stuff? First of all, I'm a major Stephen King fan, so I know it. I've read it several times. The kids go and they see things happening around the city of Derry. Don't try to look up Derry on a map; it doesn't exist. But the original book was it was in 1950s, and later on, when they grew older, is 1980s. Well, this time it's in the 1980s when they're younger, and now when they get older, because it comes back every 25 to 28 years, give or take. A large event, a sacrifice is needed for the cycle to begin, and a larger sacrifice is needed for it to end. If you see a lot of stuff in the movies, you'll see about the Kitchener Ironworks blowing up and stuff like that. That ended a cycle earlier. In the movie, Bill Denborough's brother, Georgie, gets killed. He's the first one to get killed in this whole entire cycle. So he basically, his sacrifice starts the cycle over again. And it is, or otherwise known as Pennywise the Clown, also known as Bob Gray in the books. He is basically an extraterrestrial dimensional entity that comes from outside of our space. He has a body that's outside space, and he has a body on Earth. And he's a shape changer. He doesn't really know what he eats. He eats because pretty much that's what kids do. They have a monster, and the monster eats the kid. So that's what he does. But he mainly eats fear. That's what he consumes. As far as Henry Bowers goes, I like the first version first. Jared. I liked him better as the young Henry Bowers. I think they both play a good enough role for it. But honestly, I like the first movie's version of Henry Bowers. Neither one of them kind of portray... I mean, Jared portrays it better in the first movie of just how crazy Henry Bowers got. I don't know, it's just so weird having a psychopath in a book. But, to each their own. Stan Uris. Honestly, Stan Uris, I didn't like either one of them. I mean, Wyatt, did a good job. I guess Wyatt did the better job of the two. Oh, but I don't know. He just both of them are pretty much unknown, except for Wyatt has been in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. But other than that, it's pretty much, I don't know. I think Wyatt did a better job because Stan Uris is pretty much a neat freak. He's very well dressed. He's very well groomed. Some of that he says in the book, he goes, "I can deal with being scared. I just don't want to be dirty." So that pretty much boils down Stan Uris in a nutshell right there. As far as Eddie goes, honestly, I like the newer version of Eddie. I like the newer one. Jake Dylan Grazer. I like, even though he's unknown, I still think he portrayed Eddie better. Eddie is just a nutcase when it comes to being sick. It's mainly because of his mother. His mother is always very overprotective, and she's always saying, you're going to get hurt and all this kind of stuff, and making him carry around this asthma medication, which isn't really asthma medication. It's just a form of control. A form of controlling Eddie, so he always thinks he's delicate and that he needs looking after. Mike Hanlon. I like the older version in the movie. I think Marlon Tyler did a better job. Don't get me wrong. I think both kids played it good. I think Chosen Jacobs did a good job, but I don't know. I think Marlon. I think he just captured the essence of Mike better. And plus, it's really weird because in the new movie, he's with, I guess, his uncle or a grandfather or something like that on a sheep farm. I don't get that part because his dad was a farmer. His dad was alive in the book when he's a kid, and so both his parents were. They were both farmers. So I don't know where the whole sheep farmer thing came from. Which, incidentally, Henry Bowers. In the original movie, you don't even see Henry Bowers' dad. But in this remake, they have him as some law enforcement officer or something like that. I don't know where that came from. But in the book, his dad is a down and out, just crazy farmer. Doesn't do as good as Mike's dad. But that's where Henry gets his craziness from. It's like craziness is catching at that house. But yeah, I believe Marlon in the first movie just portrayed the young Richie Tozier better. As far as the young Richie Tozier, Seth Green did an outstanding job. I think Finn Wolfhard also did a great job. I can't really say which one I prefer better. I would, God, if I really had to point out, I think Finn did a better job. Sorry for Seth Green. I'm a really big Seth Green fan, but I just think Finn did a better job. He cracks up more. He just cusses more. Richie was all about cussing and just laying it on, and I don't know. I just think I think Finn did a better job. Oh, let's see. The young, talented Beverly Marsh. I can tell you which one I prefer on that one. That would be Sophia. Sophia, I think, did a better job in the remake. Don't get me wrong, I sort of like Emily. But it's just, she didn't seem to portray the essence of Beverly as much. I don't think really Sophia portrays her either. Sort of. She's supposed to be like, on the outside, she's supposed to be rock hard, one of the guys, doesn't take any crap from anybody. But she's very insecure on the inside. She has this abusive father. In the book, she just has an abusive father, and in the original movie, they, for some reason, in the book, he kind of lets off an aura that he's really mad at his daughter because she's a girl, and you kind of get that suspicion that he might want to, child abuse her, with her, just do stuff with her. So in this movie, in the remake, they kind of really emphasize that. I feel sorry for the actor. I don't even know who he is, but I feel sorry for the guy. It's hard to play a pedophile, I'm assuming, in these movies, because just the thought of pedophiles makes my skin crawl. Like, I have 2 young kids, and I swear, if anybody did anything like that to my kids, I got a Glock. Just letting you know. The young Ben Hanscom. I don't know. I kind of like Brandon's performance in the earlier movie, but then again, I also like Jeremy's. I think they both capture the essence of Ben, because Ben, he's fat, he's overweight, and all this kind of stuff, but at the same time, he's also in love with Beverly Marsh. If it just came to Henry Bowers and Ben, I think Ben would run, I think Ben would hide, but if you stand in between him and one of his friends, yeah, he's gonna fight tooth and nail. But if you stand between him and Beverly, he's gonna fight like a lion. And I think both kids portray that very well. But kudos to both of them. I think they both performed extremely well. The young Bill Denbrough. I would say the young Bill Denbrough, I say the hat goes off to Jonathan Brandis. He just played him better. There was more stuttering in the original than there was in the remake. Maybe they just kind of try to stay away from the whole stuttering thing, but that was Bill. Bill was a stutterer. That's one of the things he was made fun of. That's why he's part of the Losers Club. They're all part of the Losers Club for different reasons. Bill was the stutterer. Stanley Uris was the Jew. You had Eddie Kasbrak, who was always taking pills and medicine and all this kind of stuff. You had Mike Hanlon, who was black. You had Beverly Marsh, who was a girl and abused and all this kind of stuff. They all had a point, something about them that kids made fun of, and that's why they were part of the Losers Club. And stuttering was Bill, so they should have, emphasized that. Now, as far as It goes, It in the previous movie was played by Tim Curry. Tim Curry, I haven't seen all the Tim Curry stuff, but the stuff I have seen is very extensive. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Annie, Legend, Clue, The Hunt for Red October, Oscar, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Loaded Weapon 1, The Three Musketeers, The Shadow, Congo, Muppet Treasure Island, McHale's Navy, Charlie's Angels, Scary Movie 2, and he played a few episodes in Star Wars, The Clone Wars. That's the thing they have out now. It's the animated series of it. But It in the later remake was played by Bill Skarsgård. From the Divergent series, the last movie in the Divergent series, Deadpool 2, Hemlock Grove, and Castle Rock. Now, this is a tough call to make, because like I said, I've read It several times. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I love Tim Curry. I love Bill Skarsgård. A lot of people say they love Tim in it. I honestly didn't. I don't think he captured the essence of Pennywise. He was always acting like a quote unquote clown. He's always laughing and making huge laughs and all this kind of stuff. But when I read it, that's not what I get. In fact, I even have the audiobook of it. And I read it when I'm driving down the road with my Wi-Fi headphones on. And even the person who reads that audio version, that's not how they portray it. Because they know that while he tries to get kids to come near him, he's sadistic, he's evil, he's creepy. And that's what Bill Skarsgård does. He knows that Pennywise is kind of goofy and all this kind of stuff, but at the same time, he knows he's just a creepy person. And but that's about. I mean, he portrays him very well, very, very well. Now on to Alien Covenant. You have Michael Fassbender. He plays David, and also Walter. He plays a synthetic android. You know him from 300, Inglourious Bastards, X-Men First Class, actually, and also Days of Futures Past, and Apocalypse. You know him from The Prometheus, Steve Jobs, and Band of Brothers. You have Catherine Waterston. You know her from Michael Clayton, The Babysitters, Steve Jobs, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them. She plays Janet Daniels. She plays a terraforming chief and everything like that. She kind of is playing Sigourney Weaver's role in this one. You got Bill Crudup, who plays Chris. You know him from Sleepers, Mission Impossible 3, Watchmen, The Stanford Prison Experiment, and Justice League. You got Danny McBride, who plays Tennessee. Yeah, you know him from Superbad, Pineapple Express, Tropic Thunder, Despicable Me, Kung Fu Panda 2, 30 Minutes or Less, This Is the End, and Sausage Party. Then you have Amy, don't know how to pronounce her last name, it's Seimetz. She plays Maggie, who is Tennessee's wife. You know her from the aunt of, Eleven in Stranger Things. She plays Eleven's aunt. And Eleven's, especially in season 2, is always talking about Mama. Well, yeah, she's Eleven's aunt. Oh, as far as this goes, I don't know. I don't think they're ever really going to be able to. I mean, it was a good Aliens movie. At the same time, I don't think they're going to be able to make as good of a movie as the original Alien and Alien 2. 3 was kind of a bummer. 3 started going downhill. Resurrection was god-awful. And Prometheus, I like these because they're kind of prequels, but at the same time, I don't know. I know they're directed by Ridley Scott, who directed the original, and there is already talk, and you can already tell the way the movie ends, there's going to be a third movie. But they're kind of hard to grasp the essence of these movies. But as the second one ended, they, flew off in the spaceship with the virus and everything like that, and now they come to another planet. And all these people are sitting there flying 2,000 people to terraform a planet and colonize it and all that kind of stuff. But they come across a planet that I guess they missed, or maybe I'm thinking it was deleted off of all the hard copies and everything like that. But They come across it. They land. They find the spacecraft. They find David, and they find a whole dead civilization. And apparently, David has lost his damn mind because he's playing God and making a perfect little creature. So apparently, how the aliens got from just being this white little stupid little thing to what we know them as in the first movie is all because of David, because of the experiments he's running. It in 1990 was a good movie to watch. It's a good movie to kind of get a feel for what the original It and the upcoming It are going to be all about. The remake of It, good movie, but still both of them aren't as good as the book. Read the book. Read it. Go out. Get it at a library. Get it at a bookstore. Get it on Audible. Do something. But the book is always both better than both movies combined. Probably be better than all three combined. Because, I mean, the It is based off a book about fear. It's a horror book about fear. What's the best plot to write about a horror book? Fear, but fear itself. And Alien. Good movie to watch. Especially since they're going to be making a third one. Might as well watch this and Prometheus just to get caught up. So when they come out with a third one, you know what to expect. Still not as good as the first two. But still good in its own right. There's obviously problems like why in the world is David doing this in the first place. Apparently he was abused when he was. I don't really understand that though, because if you watch Prometheus, his blood and bone sister had a horrible time with her father. It's like she was more abused than David ever was. David was like the prince of the whole household. At least that's what the vibe I got. He was the son. He was the. But in the second movie, he's like, I don't know. I'm going to kill all humans and all this kind of stuff. It's like, wait. Where'd you go from being the favorite son to being the oh my God, Daddy was mean to me? I don't get it. But anyway, it's still a good movie to watch just to get, if you're wanting to see the third one and you want to see the whole trilogy and you want to get the prequel to what happens in Aliens, at least the first one. Worth seeing. I'd buy it maybe, but if you don't want to even spend the money on that, at least go to Redbox and rent it. Other than that, that's my 2 cents. This is me signing off, as always, saying, if you're not going to be good at it.